purpose of this video is to give you a short explanation about why synthetic division works. So you remember long divisions divide, multiply, subtract, bring down as the algorithm, and synthetic division is multiply, add as the algorithm. So you know that the top row of a synthetic division problem are the coefficients of the dividend and the number that makes the divisor equal to 0. And the numbers on the bottom of synthetic division are the coefficients of your answer and your remainder. Now, I want to focus on this middle row of synthetic division, this one right here, and to talk about why those numbers are the way they are, where they come from. So if I looked at long division, I'm going to focus on this term right here and ask, where did that come from? Well, that came from the fact that when we did the multiplication step, it was this x squared times that 2, and that went there, and then we subtracted that, so it was -5 minus 2. Now I'd like you to look at what happens with synthetic division. We're using a -2 instead of a +2. We multiply that by a 1, multiplying that by the coefficient of that x squared, and then that gets added to -5, whereas in long division, it was taking the positive version and subtracting it from -5. But it's the same operation, just in a different way of looking at it. In fact, there's fewer mistakes likely to be made with adding than subtracting. So the synthetic division algorithm uses adding. So I'm going to focus now on this 16. Where did that come from? Well, that 16 came from taking this -7, multiplying it by that 2, putting it there, and then subtracting it from 2x. Well, look at this. -2, that's like this, just this -7, which was this, times -2 instead of +2. And then that gets added to the 2. Look at where the -39 comes from. Same idea. It's multiplying the 16 times 2, that gives you 32, and subtracting it from -7. And then at synthetic division, it's multiplying that 16 by -2 and then adding it to the -7. So you see, essentially, it's doing the same stuff with long division as long division. It's just doing it with the coefficients. By the way, this also explains why it can only be a first degree binomial, like a power of 1 binomial, when you're doing synthetic division, because the terms will only align in this way if you're working with a binomial, and if you had a power bigger than 1, it would cause some of the terms to shift over and not line up in the same way. So hopefully this is a short little explanation about why the synthetic division algorithm works.